Hey guys, this is René, welcome back for another video on this channel. And this is another video about the 50k account that I currently trade. It's my latest project, the project that takes most of my time. And I know I did a summary of the trades and everything some weeks ago already, but I will do this analysis again for myself anyways, so I might as well record it for some of you guys who are interested, because there is a lot of stuff going on in this account, and actually the last weeks were just crazy. So as you can see here, in exactly the last month here, from the lowest point, there was a profit of over 12k. So more than 12,000 euro of live profits, which is crazy. And I want to figure out which strategy really made the profits, because as you can see, I'm trading a total of 12 charts. These are 3 different strategies: the Goong strategy in the first column, the range breakout EA in the second and fourth column, and in the third column I also trade the turnaround Tuesday strategy. And for everyone who's wondering why I'm always talking about a 50k account and there is only right now 21k in this account, this is because I trade highly leveraged products, of course, with Forex and CFD. So it doesn't really make sense, or it's not necessary to deposit the whole 50k just to sit in the account. So what I did here is, and you can see it in the history, I want to make everything completely transparent. But yeah, I mean, I live stream so often anyway, so everyone knows this is not a fake. So you can see my first balance was just 5k, but since I started just before a drawdown, a little bit bigger drawdown, this was not enough. So I had to deposit another 5k quickly. So this was my second deposit. And then I had to, I deposited another 5k just to be safe, to have enough margin for all of my trades. So like 1 or 2 weeks later, here you can see. So these are the 3 deposits that I made, and you can also see it here in the history summary. There was a total deposit of 15k, and then a profit of 6.1k, which makes the total balance of 21k, where this account is at right now. So 6 point something profit in total. And what I did next is I took my trade buddy script and exported all of the trades from this account and imported them in the Trade Buddy trading journal on my local PC. So this is the overall summary. You can also get this tool for free. Just check out the links in the video description. And you can see in this tool, I now have all of the trades from my MetaTrader. So you can see here, the first trade was from the 21st of March 2024, and on my VPS we can also compare this with the first trade in the account is also 21st of March 2024. So you can see these are completely the same trades, and the good thing is that here I have the chance in my Trade Buddy to add a strategy for every single trade. This is also automated, so I can now filter for the strategies to see where the actual profit was coming from, especially in the last month where the account just made this 12k profit, which is crazy. But first, let's have a look at the overall portfolio. So this is the performance of the overall portfolio. I said the starting point was not perfect. It started with a 6k drawdown, and this is why we can also see the biggest drawdown in the account was 6.3k here, which is like 12% something. Just not the best time to start the account, but you never know if you are starting in a drawdown, before a drawdown, or in what specific market period you start. And every strategy has good and bad periods. This is what I can say from my experience. And also I can explain, or I explained this before already in some other videos. You can see here, for example, the Goong strategy is a strategy that only goes long, as the name says, and I started trading here just before a major drawback in the big indices, and this is was even more dramatic in the US indices. So you can see just when I started, it was pretty much immediately before a bigger drawdown of like 6%, and also in the US tech it's the same. But then in the last month, There was just this huge recovery move, and this is also why my account was able to recover so quickly now from this drawdown. So let's have a look at the strategies. So which strategy is making, is making the profits here? If I filter, and I talked about the go long strategy already, so let's filter for the go long strategy first. Go long strategy is traded in the first 3 charts here on the left side, in the German index, US index, and US tech. And you can see, of course, as I just explained before, in the last month, from this lowest point on here, the indices were recovering heavily. So also my account benefited strongly from this recovery. The profit factor is just super, super good. The total net profit is now also crazily, amazingly profitable, which is great. But also, I mean, for myself, I know that this is not sustainable. This will not continue like this in the future, but I'm not aiming for this kind of profit factor. I mean, it's always good to have a profit factor as high as possible. But if I can have a profit factor after, let's say, 1 or 2 years in this live account, which is around 1.2, 1.15, I am super happy, because from my experience, this is still a super great profit factor in an actual live account. So this is the go long strategy. So now let's have a look at the single symbols. So now I'm testing DE40, the German index, with the go long strategy. And this is a little bit surprising that this is not positive, because as we saw here, the DE40 is currently at an absolute all-time high. So it's a little bit surprising that this is not making profit so far. So it's definitely something I have to keep an eye on, and I have to figure out if this can be sustainable in the long run. Also, I just figured out there can be some problems with slippage in the DE40, which I will also need to have an eye on. So let's have a look at US 30. US 30 is also slightly above the level where I started trading the strategy. It's not as significant as with the DE40, but still, it would be good to see some profits here, but it's not profitable so far. This is also, I made some changes, made some adjustments in the strategy, especially the US 30 and the US tech in the last month. So this is why we do see a different, or a not like super correlated performance in my account compared to the overall performance of the index. This is also why in US tech we will see that even though the index made only about 1%, here actually my account was way more profitable in the go long strategy, and it made a profit of 4 point something K. So this is in the first time, because I switched the strategy around a bit, I modified the settings. In the future, I expect it to go more along with the overall performance of the underlying index. But yeah, if we now go here, see the overview for the go long strategy again, it's just doing great. It's super profitable. Most of the profits are coming from US tech right now, as I explained and showed before. But this is making me happy, because there are 3.6K of actual live money profits, which is great. So let's switch to the next strategy. Turnaround Tuesday strategy, just to handle this quickly. We can see here there were not too many trades, which is due to the nature of the strategy that just trades when the market is below a moving average. We did not see drawdown periods for a long time now for the last months. So this is why there were not so many trades. But in total, the account is also in profit with the Turnaround Tuesday strategy. Let's quickly jump over the single symbols. So 3 trades in DE40 so far with a nice profit of 1K. Then we have US 30. Here we saw 4 trades with a loss of 400 euro. And then US tech, here we saw 4 trades with a small profit of 75 euro. So it's not too interesting. The Turnaround Tuesday strategy is the strategy that makes the least trades. So let's quickly go to the range breakout strategy. And the range breakout strategy, So this is the performance in all of the symbols. As I said before, I traded in USD Japanese yen, Euro US dollar, GBP US dollar, DE40, US 30, and gold. So all of these 6 charts use the range breakout strategy. Every chart has different settings. If you're interested, I made a lot of videos about the settings for the range breakout strategy already on the channel. Just search for them and you will find them. And yeah, let's have a look at which of these symbols is performing and which is not. Let's start with USD Japanese yen. Yeah, here we can see a total of 12 trades with a loss of 600 euro right now. Yeah, which is not great, of course, but kind of okay. It's completely normal for this strategy to have longer periods that are sideways or also drawdown periods. These can be as long as multiple months easily, so it's nothing to worry about at this point. Then we have GBP US dollar, which is also negative at this point, like 700 euro down. Then we have Euro US dollar, which is in good profit. No, not good, it's profitable. It's not a huge profit, but there are only 5 trades so far. Still a profit is great, of course. Then we have the DE40. This is the range breakout EA where I also trade with a break-even stop. This is why we did not see a single losing trade in this strategy in the last 2 months. Every trade was closed with a profit because of the break-even stop. And yeah, it's just doing super great. The profit is, of course, not super huge, but still, so far it is very consistent, which is great. Then the US 30. The US index is also in profit, yeah, by a small amount, but just 5 trades. So it will be interesting to see how this goes in the future. And then we have gold. And I just added gold like 1 month away, but I think it was definitely worth it because there is a profit of 2.3K in just 13 trades, which is crazy. And this is what I said before. Sometimes if you start a strategy, you start before a drawdown, sometimes you start before a very good period, and it looks like for gold I was lucky and started just before a lot of profits would come, and this is why 13 trades here made a total profit of 2.3K with barely any losing trades. Like there's a hit rate of over 80%, which is of course not the norm. So this will be lower in the future, but so far this is just crazy and it's so good for the overall performance of the account. Talking about the overall performance of the account, let's go back to the total overview. I think you have a good understanding for the strategies now. So yeah, this is how it looks. So we can see that it is of course correlated with the like stock indices a lot, but this is also what I planned and what I intended. This is like one of the main concepts of this account. And then we have some additions like the range breakout EA, for example, and especially gold is making a lot of moves here lately and a lot of profits. So this is the reason why currently with my account, I am outperforming all of the major indices by a huge amount. And this is my overall goal, of course. Like if you trade leveraged products, the goal has to be to outperform major indices or to be more stable or just provide a better risk-reward ratio. And so far for this account, this is definitely happening. So I'm super happy with the performance, super satisfied, and I hope that I can continue trading this account or my programs. I do not trade, of course, but I hope that it can continue somehow like this, even though the last month was, of course, exceptional, and this will not be the norm. But if I can flat out at a profit factor of around 1.1 to 1.2 in the long run, this would be great. So yeah, this is the little summary for the current state of the account. 6.1K, 6,000 euro in live profits in the last 2 months, and just in the last month over 12K, 12,000 euro profit, which is really a lot in my opinion. So I'm super happy. And it's kind of funny because in the last month, I would have been able to live off of trading profits. So maybe I should consider changing my Insta bio and adding the pro trader paragraph. Should I do this? Just joking, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great time, and I hope that you also had great trades in the last few weeks and that you will have in the future. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Bye-bye.